You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You're now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I'm in the building. My man Jay Moore is in the building. How are you, sir?
Doing well, you know. Peace, love, and reparations, all that flyness.
Okay. Vote day.
Yeah, it was that day. I had kind of a weird story. Not really, you know, there wasn't no foolishness at my polling place.
Okay,
but,
well, that's the best part. That's the best part.
No, because I walked in and, you know, it was real smooth, in and out in less than maybe 5-10 minutes. But I had on my Hillman college sweatshirt, you know, just because I was, you know, Tuesday's kind of a lounge day.
I like that.
So I walked in and one of the women sitting behind the desk was like, "Where's Hillman College?" And
what was your response?
I didn't feel like going into all of it. I was just trying to go in and participate in this democracy, so-called democracy.
Bill Cosby made this show.
No, and so I just said Virginia.
Okay.
You know, I didn't feel like getting into all
She'll
that.
get it when she look it up.
Yeah,
she'll
it's fine. You know, I mean, and I thought there were some younger people there. I thought might have, you know, pulled her, you know, but, you know, at the same time, you know, they had things to do, you know, so didn't need to engage in a whole bunch of conversation with me. Just make sure my ballot gets to where it needs to be.
It's all good. My man, DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, man?
Salutations.
Man, you very important today, man. Our brother Lonegevity is stepped away, you know, handling some grown folks' business. We did talk to him. Everything's good.
I mean, it ain't nothing. We scratch each other's back, you know.
As always. And if anybody deserves time off, the homie Longevities.
This is Team Voltron, though.
100%, man. So
we connect.
Shout out to the homie.
The show must go on, y'all. The show must go on.
Jay Diff is sitting in the pilot seat today, so we appreciate you stepping in for that, brother. Shout out to the homie Red August as well. You know, usually I ask you guys if you've seen anything foolish, but I want to start with one tonight. So what I've been seeing is a lot of my friends are popping up now as Hebrew Israelites all of a sudden. And I've never heard them mention any of this, but for some reason they are now enlightened based off Mr. Kyrie Irving. And it's getting weird because we all have friends, I think, or at least I do, I grew up with, that have gone down that path since I know them. Like they've always been that person. But I'm seeing people that have never mentioned anything like this in their life just jumping out the window for the sake of Kyrie. And it's really annoying. To that you say what? Have either of y'all seen that? Jay Moore, I come to you first. Have you seen any of that? Because it's a wave now.
Yeah, it's
like
out
the
there.
wave is crazy.
Well, look, this is the crazy thing. You know, people are like, why aren't people speaking up for Kyrie? And it's really a thing where people think, oh, this individual is being maligned, and I can kind of understand that.
For the record, I do think they playing him at this point because he's done everything that's necessary. They asked for the apology, he did it. Everything that he's done now is just like they poking the bear, trying to expose him, like trying to just drag him in front of everybody. I don't agree with that.
Now, this is the thing, and I could be wrong, but I don't even think Kyrie watched this documentary.
He did, not the whole thing.
I didn't. He said he didn't watch it.
Yeah, and so, you know, but I could just tell by, you know, when they tried to, you know, in that first press conference, I was like, he didn't watch it. He saw something kind of fly that he thought might have been some fly meme knowledge, which is something I've spoke on before.
It's on brand with him, though.
But, you know, this is the same guy who talked about the earth being flat and, you know, not wanting to get down with the vaccine, which that you know, even though I'm one of the people who I was like, I went and got my vaccine, my booster, the whole nine.
You were one of the first people I knew that went and got it.
Actually. I got it as soon as I could.
Yeah, you was in line. I remember.
But this is the thing.
That's just because he's older than all of us.
Yeah,
look, first.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
Is that what it was?
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm of that age group where they said, "Hey, come on and get it."
Jay Moore was like, "I got in my car and I was in line. I had to wait and
but
go
also,
to the
I applaud you for that, though, brother.
But also, this is the thing. I know there are a lot of people, and I found this out really during the pandemic, that don't know a single medical doctor or have access to them personally. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, I guess I'm in a privileged position to where I have a lot of friends that, you know, graduated from, you know, Xavier University.
Hillman.
Shout out to Hillman.
You know, and I have a lot of friends in my personal network who are doctors who I could ask questions to, but you know, that's neither here nor there. We're talking about, you know, his new walk, if you will.
I don't think it's new though, because
it's
on brand for him. He's on brand for him.
He's been coming with the whole God body thing, and like,
it's on brand for him.
And And because people have tried to say, "Oh, it's not offensive," but see, this is the thing, because we as African Americans, this is where we gotta. And there's somebody gonna be like, "Oh, you a sellout, brother," whatever. I say what I say. I say what I say. Who am I as an African American of the Christian faith?
Yeah.
Let's just take the African American part out of it, of the Christian faith, to say, if somebody says, "Hey, this is hurtful towards the Jewish community." And who am I to say, no, it's not. This is just a documentary. That same grace that I want people to have when I see something that is clearly about white supremacy and racism. If someone and I say that is what it is, who are you to say that it's not? Who am I to say that something is not expressing anti-Jewish sentiment if the Jewish community tells me that?
Hold that thought
Okay,
real quick. Hold that thought real quick. Don't lose that train of thought. I want to come to Terry because I saw you kind of grinning when I talked about what the Israelite stuff that was popping up. I get what Jay Moore's saying, tying it around with the vaccine, because I still think Kyrie is getting dragged for what he said as well about the vaccine. Yeah. Like it's twofold. It's all of it on top of each other at this point. But what I initially talked about, are you seeing that as well? Are you seeing people starting to pop up and be super enlightened that you've never heard anything about? Because I'm seeing it everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so my whole thing with that's kind of what bothered me the most.
Okay.
How everybody, I haven't seen any of y'all with them brothers with the bull horns and the
come on, man.
And the Moses outfits on.
Come on, man.
Trying to preach. Like, if anything, y'all was probably laughing at them.
Mm-hmm.
But now all of a sudden everybody is Hebrew Israelites. That's the only thing that gets me. It's like you can ride and side with somebody, but you got to know what you riding and siding for.
Right.
That's the whole thing. Like, okay, he did talk about this documentary, or he posted the picture.
Right.
Do I think it's kind of a witch hunt from him posting that picture?
I think it is. I think it is now.
I think the problem with it is him not necessarily. I remember you posted something or made a comment about him apologizing.
Oh yeah, we were on.
I didn't really see an apology. It was a roundabout apology. It wasn't what they wanted to hear.
Is it sincere? I don't think so. But I think it was a written statement saying I apologize for. That's where I was coming from. Like, I think they're looking at that as
a PR move though. That's somebody probably wrote that for him.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
But to me, that counts as y'all asked me to apologize. I released a statement saying I apologize. What else is left? Well, they got a list of like 6 more things they want me to do.
That's the thing. Just like, who am I to say that he did, even though it's from his PR firm or the Nets or whatever, who am I to say that he doesn't mean it? That's where we need to have a dialogue with our friends in the Jewish community to be like, well, why? Okay, you asked for an apology. You got an apology, but now you're saying he doesn't mean it.
Right.
Well, who are you to say that he doesn't mean it?
Exactly.
And the thing is, if he's made the apology, now this is something else. Once again, this is where a lot of people, they don't want to hear all sides of the argument, because Kyrie got 5 games.
Yeah.
Nothing's been completely taken away from him. It's a suspension. Understandable. Because like I said, if these people have been hurt, then we need to acknowledge that, have a dialogue about it, and try to do the best we can to move forward. For all the people who are like, well, Jewish people just run the world. First of all, only 2% of Americans are Jewish. If 2% of the people are running the world, then, and first of all, if they was running the world, why we get to talk about them so bad? Also, when there have been 2 NBA owners that have had to relinquish their teams. Both of them Jewish. They didn't get suspended. They said you can't be a part of this anymore.
That's Sterling and old boy and what's my boy's name in Phoenix that just got popped off?
Yeah, I don't. Robert Sarver. Yeah,
he's out of there.
And so like they're like, you can't. A lot of times for these business owners, they might have made all this money doing something else, but the crown jewel for them is their NBA team. That's their bragging rights. That's what makes them cool.
Sure.
And so to take that away from them is a big deal. But, I
think a lot of it has to do too with this whole list that they put out, and people are saying that they think that's unfair. I think that's a little extra.
It's a lot extra to me.
I do think that,
once again, either you accept his apology or you don't.
Or you don't, exactly. I don't think this isn't necessarily, it is a teachable moment, but it's not an instance where you need to pretty much grab this man by his balls to make an example out of him.
That's what they're trying to do.
You need to suspend him. He's already paid $500 $1,000
sent
to
it
whatever
back.
organization.
They didn't accept it.
Oh, they didn't accept it.
They wouldn't accept it.
Oh well, I mean,
That's on them.
yeah,
True.
that's a little different. And I'm not saying that I'm sot because as somebody black, I mean, we recognize what racism is.
Sure.
Now, not being Jewish
Yeah.
and not having that same culture and upbringing, like he said, I can't tell you what to be offended by.
Right.
Now, I do agree with them getting on Kyrie and not getting on Amazon for having this readily available for you to watch. You can pull it up right now if you want to watch it.
Wait. So are you're saying that Amazon should be held accountable, or are you not tripping off that?
No, absolutely, they should be held accountable.
Okay,
Definitely,
I was about
definitely.
to say, I'm like, wait a minute.
Because
Wait,
I haven't heard them ask, Jeff Bezos anything about this.
Not a peep.
There needs to be a situation where everybody's held accountable. You
Right.
can't pick and choose who's accountable. He got this video blip off of Amazon.
Right.
Or it's still screenshot, whatever. I can log on to Amazon right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I take it that there's some Jewish ownership in Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm. From what I know. Yeah.
Right, but as long as they're making money off of it, it's
Talk to
cool.
them. Talk
It's
to
a
'em.
corporation. There's anybody who wants to buy stock is part of that ownership, and if they are part of that ownership, they need to say something.
Now,
Yeah.
everybody is talking about Shaq and Barkley, talking about LeBron, right? Not coming to quote unquote the defense. I saw something so stupid. I ain't even talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
don't
would
even-
probably know what you're talking. I know what you're
I don't
talking
even
about.
want to give fam. I ain't gonna do that. But one of Shaq's movie theaters that he owns played that documentary.
Ain't
now,
that a blip?
did Shaq know that? I don't know about
He
that.
probably didn't know
Probably
about
not.
it, just like Jeff Bezos didn't know this was on his platform.
Exactly.
But now that he knows that it's on his platform, he should be taking it down, right?
But the people,
Shoot, the joint is like $12. He's probably it's probably making all people just a curiosity factor. That's why
Kanye they had to take all his stuff down,
Sure
right?
did.
So he was saying this anti-Semitic stuff, and Drink Champs took the video down
sure did.
as respect to
That
our
community.
Jewish brothers and sisters,
Yep.
right?
and the
So
George
I think
Floyd
they-
family.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody want to talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
That's why people was like, "Oh, did you watch it?" I said, "No, I was done after the first 5 minutes." After what he said
I
about
did
it.
not watch. I did say I did want to see it just for. I can't even say educational purposes.
It's definitely not
It's
educational
more
purpose.
so to
Nothing
watch the
Kanye
circus.
does is educational.
Yeah, it's not educational.
but
purpose.
they took that down out
Yeah.
of respect.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Bezos needs to exercise that same thing. I mean, I think everybody should be held to the flame.
Well,
Essentially,
it might be a steak dinner on me, brother. If they if you see Jeff Bezos and them being like, yeah, we're gonna have to just pull this down.
Look,
I doubt it.
I don't
see
know
it.
what the payment situation is for people who it just makes me feel like can you just post anything on Amazon?
Right. Right.
What are the checks and balances of these things?
Everything is monetized.
But I'm just saying, like, whoever is, because like I said, I think it's like $12, but I saw the running time. That's when I knew this thing is more than 2 hours long. I was like, Kyrie
I don't
didn't
have
watch
time
this.
for all that.
Yeah.
Bruh, everything that Kyrie has done I keep saying is on brand for him. I'm not surprised that he even says the stuff that he said, but the fact that he clarified it was from a religious standpoint in his background, once he did that and then took the necessary steps to do, like Terry said, with the formal apology, I'm like, all right, now y'all just really just trying to drag him out into the middle of the town and just humiliate his dignity at this point. And
It's
I don't,
a matter
I
of
can't vouch
making
for
an
that.
example of him, and it's not as extreme as I've been seeing. Like I understand people kind of pointing back to another time and place where things were done to black men in order to humiliate them. You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm not going to compare it to that.
Thank you.
I'm not comparing it to that. But this is a situation where they are making an example out of him.
True.
And showing, and it's similar. I don't know if y'all remember when Michael Jackson made "They Don't Care About Us."
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he had the line in the song.
Yeah. Research it. We're not gonna say it here.
Right, I'm not going to
Yeah,
say it. But
yeah.
he had a line in that song that he initially had told them he was going to remove. When
Yeah.
he shot the video, he left it in there. So even back then,
Right.
that caused the problem. He ended up having to mute that part out of the video. So if you go watch that video now, that part's gone.
Yeah.
There's other
He
examples.
even re-released. There's a second. If you bought it the day one,
Yeah.
you got the original lyrics. But
Exactly.
when they did the second pressing going forward,
Yeah.
they took all that out.
Yeah. Even Jay Diff, his line on All About the Benjamins,
Yeah.
a stacked chips like,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying? They removed that. So, I mean,
There's certainly now it's on streaming. They put it back in.
did they?
Oh, it's back in on streaming?
I've heard.
For how long?
I don't know. Probably till somebody hears this.
Oh, Straight up, because if the right person hears it, they're going to pull that mug.
Yeah.
You already know that. They're going to pull it.
The thing with Kyrie, though, too, is I understand he's one of those people he's a truth seeker, essentially.
Yeah.
For lack of better words or terms.
Yeah.
He likes to take and I even hate using the whole woke thing because the woke phrase is beat to the ground.
Yeah.
I don't even like to use it.
Almost doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I don't even know what to really call it. But he
It's
does a lot
at
of
this point.
He does a lot of research and falls into a lot of ideologies that so even before he was on the Hebrew Israelite bandwagon thing, he was claiming indigenous. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So like you said, there's nothing new about Kyrie. Pretty much wanting his own voice, doing what he wants to do. I mean, at this point, he has money. A lot of people figure when they got money, they can pretty much make their own decision, and it doesn't matter.
Facts. Lone says Kyrie is low key fake smart.
Well, I mean, this is what I talk about with people with who they want to seek knowledge, but they want to seek it their own way, and usually the way they want to seek it is not through actually reading books, not through speaking to people who are more learned than them about a particular subject.
Right.
They want to go. There's a documentary. I watch a few minutes of that. I'll look at these meme pages. I'll look at little clips on YouTube, and
we talk about that all the time.
These things come from a perspective that already is, instead of you actually doing the work. And this is where Kyrie really got in trouble.
Meme culture
is because
absolutely.
If you're going to speak on certain things, and I've said this before on the show, and I'll say it again just because I feel like it needs to be something that is just reiterated so people don't get themselves in these sort of situations, is if you're not willing or you're not able to answer follow-up questions, then there's just certain subjects you should leave alone. When it comes to religion, when it comes to politics, when it comes to, like if you're going to ask me what's going on in the Gaza Strip, I'll be like, look, we're not going to talk about that today. You know why? Because I don't have the ability to answer follow-up questions.
I think with Kyrie, to Lone's point, do I think Kyrie is an idiot? No. Do I think he's uneducated? No. Was he ill prepared to
he went to Duke.
Right. Like Kyrie's not an idiot. I'm not about to
he played basketball at Duke.
I ain't gonna do that, brother, like that. But
don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, he's still no, because
don't do that.
It's not one of them schools. You actually have to be able to get into Duke.
Yeah,
so I was.
But what I'm saying is, was he ill prepared, not fully knowing what he was doing when he tweeted?
That's what I'm saying. He was not prepared at all.
That's all I'm saying. I think he was ill prepared. That's all. But the boy done what he's supposed to do at this point, man. Y'all, we can just leave it at that.
Look, and I'm
that's
not,
the way I see
I'm
it.
not, and like I know this sounds crazy, but you know what? Look. Black men, if you are in the public eye, the way Kyrie is, the way Michael Jackson is, the way Nick Cannon is, stop making the same mistake. Yeah. Still, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is. How many times do we have to see this happen to where, people have opportunities and their ability to create generational wealth is interrupted because they think they're smarter than what they are.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, focus on the generational wealth in your community. Stop looking over there and talking about what they got and what they're doing when you have an opportunity to Kanye West always talking about jealousy. You have the opportunity to do what you're jealous of and keep it moving. And there's no reason to be focused on what they're doing over there.
There's a whole lot of HBCUs you can send your children to.
Yeah.
If that's the path we want to take.
Yes, you could. Or if you are so rich, you could sponsor an HBCU. You could make sure there's a scholarship there.
Shout out to Jackson State.
Exactly. That's why I applaud.
You right.
That's why I applied Deion Sanders.
Man, he's doing a great thing down there.
He's making an example.
And his action though, bro, like he went down there and actually executed stuff. Yeah, it wasn't all pomp and circumstance.
No, if you're really about the action as far as like, we need to do this for our people, then you don't need to be talking about what they did over there or what they're doing over there. If you have those millions of dollars and you have those resources, like, when I saw the story on 60 Minutes about how because Deion Sanders is there, Walmart brought their dollars to make sure they have a proper practice field.
Pepsi.
You know what I'm saying? And so now game day was at Jackson
you know how
State.
Big that is?
Yeah.
For game day to go to Jackson State?
Don't worry about what they're doing over there. Because you have the ability, like, everybody wanted to get on LeBron because he didn't back up Kyrie. Well, look at what LeBron is doing for his people.
Bro, you can't be mad. See, that's the whole thing. We can't keep passing the buck and calling people this, that, and the other. Now, some of the words that Shaq and Barkley use against Kyrie, I'm not G'ing for that.
They called him an idiot. I ain't like
he's misguided. He may be
Charles Barkley especially pisses me off when he goes into his tangents.
He bad
like
about
he's
it too.
He's so much better than these people. Do you remember the commercials when we was kids? I am not a role model.
Yeah.
How many people he threw out of bars and punched in the face and hit with bottles?
Brian brought it up. They don't talk about it.
Yeah. You can't be out here calling people idiots and dumb.
Because when you were Kyrie's age, you were doing really goofy
The thing about LeBron is, and I'm the resident LeBron fan on the show. The only thing
I rock with LeBron is just not the same.
Yeah, don't do that. I see you smiling. Don't do that. The thing that I wanted from LeBron was just to be like, I know Kyrie, he's a good person, and I know he's not an anti-Semitic person. That's the only thing I wish he would have said.
He said, look, Kyrie did some things that, like I said, if he hurt somebody, it's not for me to say, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
But at the same time, we don't have to pile on this brother just because he's misguided, or maybe
That's what they trying to do.
I just like I said with the rappers, I would rather, once again, Kyrie, he's not super duper young to where he could be one of my kids.
But I turned 30.
Okay, well then I'm at 45. I'm saying if I was really irresponsible, maybe Kyrie could be one of my kids.
We ain't gonna talk about that though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's really responsible.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Like we ain't seen that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'd rather pull him aside and be like, look, brother, look, I know what you're trying to do, and I think your heart's in the right place. Yeah. It's just, you're a little bit misguided. There are a couple other books you need to read. Here, come over here. Hey, have you read 𝗀𝗻𝐻 𝗀𝐃𝐒?
But we know who LeBron is.
Yeah, have you?
They're going to him first every time.
And I'm looking at LeBron. I'm like, okay, so I'm sending kids to Akron University free with tuition. I got a GED program for their parents for free if they want to come in and get GEDs, and all the tuition is paid for. But he's the one that's bringing down the black race off Kyrie.
But see that, and that's
stupid.
That's part of the game. That's how they pit us against each other. They'd be like, oh, Kyrie, he's the one who's really, here's this brother out here sending kids to college, taking care of their parents if they want to get their GED, and now we're in a place where we're calling him a sellout.
You know what they told me? My cousin told me, he said, man, that's a tax break. I said, so you're going to ignore that the kids are getting what they need because it's a tax break? That tells me who you are.
Everybody out here knows everything, man. That's what I
First of all, how do you know it's a tax break?
How do you know?
I hate it.
I know that these rich people out here, under when
Malone says he doesn't care.
When Donald Trump signed his tax plan, people were able to write off whole airplanes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we don't, you can't get nobody to get mad about that. But we like, look at LeBron James sending them kids to college. That ain't nothing but a tax break.
Nothing but a tax break.
He can, as a brother, any of your friends you consider brother, friend, whatever.
Yeah.
If they in the wrong, you let them know, right?
Yeah.
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 And you let them know in whatever tone or whatever.
Whatever works.
It's still
for
all
y'all.
love, though.
At
the end of the day,
it's all love.
LeBron is on a national stage. He ain't got no problem personally with Kyrie Irving. They are going to keep pressing and asking him questions about this situation.
Listen,
so you don't think he's going to say the politically correct answer as LeBron James? You think he's about to put himself in the same position that Kyrie and Kanye West are in right now?
I'm not gonna
keep it real, and everybody wants these cats to keep it real, but they ain't in the same position as these dudes.
First of all, I am not going to mess up. Like this is how you need to look at it. These cats are not going to mess up their generational wealth to cap for Kyrie Irving. They aren't,
or to cap for their cousin James on the sideline and think everything that he's never heard before is the right thing to hear.
I want to end it here, and then we can jump into our first topic. But to y'all's points, it's hilarious to me to watch people that their managers on their jobs can be as disrespectful as possible daily, but y'all won't quit. But you want LeBron to jeopardize his whole, well, not his whole, but you know what I mean. You want to a portion of his kingdom because y'all want him to say something that Kyrie agree with something that Kyrie did. But you won't do it in your regular life. That's weird. That's weird.
Well, not only will you not do it in your regular life, but like you don't even understand the like you're willing to throw everything else that you've seen LeBron do good for the community, good for specifically the black community. You want to throw all that away because you want him to stand up for Kyrie when he posted a documentary that we know at this point he didn't even watch.
I'd rather you say you just don't like LeBron.
No,
bro.
I mean that's what I think.
Say that. All right,
you can't G and be on the bandwagon for everything just because it's black. or somebody black did it. I'm not doing all that.
Let's leave it there because this could spill over because it's a lot of foolishness out here. Russell Simmons' daughter, 𝐀𝐄𝐃𝐃𝐒, I believe I said it right.
Yes.
Simmons, she's been in the news for some comments as it relates to these rappers that have been passing away. I want to read a passage and you can kind of jump in on this. You know, every time a black hip hop artist, a rap artist who was broken into the American mainstream dies, it's only those communities, the black community, the hip hop community, who are actively involved in the remembrance or mourning of them. At the same time, like so many privileged non-black people are like living their lives, the soundtrack to their lives through this music, and they are using it for everything. It's constantly in headphones, constantly in the gym, and it's constantly their motivation. So she's basically saying it's always the hip hop communities that mourn the rappers when they pass, but it's not those suburban kids that we talk about that are, you know, talking about ops, riding around and going to the gym and working out too, and, you know, shooting TikTok videos to these joints. I agree with her 100%. I think I see it often. You don't?
No.
Tell me why.
First of all, the hip hop community in 2022 is not relegated to the inner cities. Okay,
but let's talk about the actual concept of the mourning part.
Yeah.
Not as a whole. I'm talking about the actual mourning. Do you see? Maybe it's not on my timeline, or you know, my friend. I might not have that group, but do you think it's normal to see the suburban kids mourning like we will see the what we'll call normal hip hop community, if that's fair?
Okay, no, because you know what, I'm 45, so I'm of a time when white kids, like, they were on the fringes if they were involved with this, and especially in suburbia. But, you know, if you're a fan of Migos or P&B Rock, or you're young enough to where hip hop is all you know, this is really a part of your upbringing. This is a part of your culture. Like, you didn't grow up like in a space where hip hop was something that was really, that's just for the black kids. You can hang out with him every once in a while. Like, this is when I done high school proms, as far as like and setting the music. And do you know what, when I see them go crazy,
it's not the Taylor Swift,
it's not the Taylor's, like, they like those records,
y'all would know,
but when you play, you know, those hip hop, look, I did a graduation party with DJ Metronome. I think it was out in like Rushville, and like, these kids were, I didn't know about 42 Doug until they told me, like, yo, you guys got 42 Doug? You know, we had to go ahead.
Oh, that was a request?
This is a request.
Okay.
You know, these kids, you know, in these suburban communities, and I'd say not even suburban at this point, rural communities.
Period.
This is their music. They mourn the loss of these artists because they're their artists. These are the people that we grew up with, and we are affected in the same way. Like the 𝗀𝗲𝗄 I know I'm messing it up for anybody who's a fan.
I did not realize that young man had that much impact.
And so
I will agree with that.
When you see and the people who have died as of late, like, it stretches from the hoods to the suburbs to you know, they're torn up about it.
Let me ask you this, Terry. I'm coming to you, play devil's advocate here. This might be a reach. I'm just going to throw it at the wall and see. So Takeoff's funeral was going to be at the arena where the Hawks play. That's what I heard, right?
Yeah.
What is the percentage of white people that'll be in there?
I can't call that, man.
I'm just asking.
That's technically whoever they let it. I mean, is it open to the public?
Now that I don't know, so don't give me the line. It might be. I'm assuming they have it there because it's big enough for all of the people, all of his fans that want to come through, right?
Yeah.
Do you think? I don't know, man. It's just Lone said it's a reach in the chat. I see him. Thanks for the comment, Lone.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe Jay Moore's point about the grand scheme of hip hop changing from what it was when we were coming up. I hadn't thought about that, so I give you peas for that. But
so
go ahead.
It did change, but it's kind of similar because, like, if you think about it, back then, if you weren't black and you was listening to hip hop,
right,
and that was like your main source, like, I ain't talking about the people that went to college and listened to it, because that's what they was playing at the frat parties. I'm talking about the people that really gravitated towards it and really know hip hop. You had something in common with them kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't as mainstream as it is now. Because, I mean, you had a whole lot of musical options back then. True. So you had your grunge cats, you had your hip hop cats, you had your rock and roll cats, you had your R&B cats, R&B and pop intertangle. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Back then, it was kind of easier to see, and it was less of people outside of the culture that were into it. now hip hop is the main genre of music. So you don't think that these other kids are affected by it? Like, I mean, what's her name again?
Russell's Aoki. Yeah.
Okay, so she's grown up around a bunch of rich, snobby kids, probably.
Yeah.
I think that would be fair to say.
I mean,
she is of the 1%.
Yeah.
She didn't go to my high school.
So maybe her circle of people that she sees out here aren't as affected by it.
That's a
but
good
I know
point,
a
Terry.
young
That's a
cat.
good point.
I know a young cat that I work with.
Yeah.
And to his example of doing a prom, this dude went to not Monrovia. It's kind of close over by there.
Yeah.
But hip hop is his stuff. That's all he listens to. I can look at him a certain way when he likes certain people. I mean, he ain't saying nothing he shouldn't say, but it's kind of like, what makes you so into them?
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, they talking about this, that, and other stuff you can't really
relate to.
But
I mean, you know, there's the majority of the black kids in this country can't relate to it
That's
either.
a good point.
And like you said, it's the majority. It's the majority genre right now. You have to consume it some way or another.
I mean, I still like what she said, but I have to look at it from a standpoint of what I see. You make the point you made about her surroundings and what she has grown accustomed to seeing. I hadn't thought about that. You know, that's why when I throw these topics out, I like to hear, you know, what we all say as a whole, but I also like to hear different perspectives, and I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. So that's real. That's a fair point. Y'all both make fair points.
Like I said, we grew up at a time when there weren't like, okay, there was Yo MTV Raps, and that was just so they didn't have to play a lot of rap music during the rest of the time the TV was on. Yeah. And, you know, then, you know, it was
segregated.
If you're talking 100%. About 20 years ago,
100%.
There was a time where like, okay, like there were major metropolitan areas, maybe not 20, but 25 years ago, that still did not have a station that was dedicated to, like, rap would be something that, like, it had to be a real big song and it would get played along. They'd mess around. I remember the station in St. Louis, it'd be like, all right, well, here's this 𝐀𝐿𝐲 song. Shout out to, you know, rest in peace to him.
𝐀𝐿𝐲.
You know, because when Gangsta Paradise hit real big, and then they, you know, had to play it right next to, I don't know, some R&B song, and it just didn't fit. You know, they were still trying to, like, keep quote unquote mainstream black radio
still can't
R&B.
Still can't remember.
You know,
mine.
And so there is there's just a now. If you grow up in a place where, you know, there's still major metropolitan areas that still don't have quote unquote a rap radio station.
Oh, I believe it.
You know,
I've driven through some.
Yeah, so you got to understand that, you know, there's still that bit of segregation and reluctance sometimes, but like the internet has democratized things to a point where like you can't act like you don't see these numbers on Spotify. And the thing is, when people say, "Oh, they hit 1 billion on Spotify, they hit 1 billion over here," but you got to realize that, like, okay, Spotify is one streaming platform. I don't listen to any of my music on Spotify.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
All right, we are back. Shout out to our partners. We appreciate them as always. Thanks for the relationships. Let's talk about Drizzy Drake, the reggaeton house international pop star.
Pretty lover boy.
Yeah, that's what Long call it, pretty lover boy. He's been getting cooked for these quote unquote air quote Meg the Stallion bars. Did y'all see this? Y'all been following this one?
Yeah, I listened to the album.
I haven't listened to the album. You have?
Yes, I have.
You have as well?
Absolutely.
Terry? Okay. We can talk about the album as well, but I want to get into this bar. I guess it's on the record where he says, "This B lie about getting shot, but she's still a stallion." And
it's greasy.
There's another bar that's don't do that. There's another bar she says, "Shorty say she graduated. She ain't learned enough. Play your album track 1, K. I heard enough." Why you laughing?
Hey, because he really kind of killed her.
Here's my thing though. Drake being, we talked about, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I asked y'all about, you know, where is he at? Is he reaching? Or he was like, no, he's still relevant. He's still out here. Clearly by this album, it shows that he's straight.
Come on, man.
You're right. That's my,
I don't even know what you be thinking when you be asking some of these Drake questions,
bro,
man.
I'm sleep because I don't follow Drake, so I'm not aware of who Drake really is, right? So that's on me, right? But as it relates to this, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, you will come back on Meg the Stallion, but there's so many people that have dragged you Pusha T comes to mind.
Now, I have to say
he has
this.
some words for Kanye, though.
I have to say this.
Go ahead.
Drake really doesn't hold any punches when it comes to talking about people, except for
That's
Pusha T, yeah.
my,
Pusha
that's
T, yeah.
my question. Because you clearly are comfortable talking about Shorty here.
Listen,
right?
So if this is my thing with that, this is hip hop, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you look at him different for doing this but not coming back?
No,
That's my
because
question.
this is hip hop, right?
Okay.
So if you want to play in this game,
Yeah.
have some bars for him. Meg.
Who, Meg?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, here you go,
Why,
man.
hey, we are playing the hip hop game, right? It's all about being the best. So Meg the Stallion,
Yeah.
whether you want to believe it or not, is one of the top tier hip hop artists right now.
You know she
when
got
it comes
shot for
to
real, though, man.
Man, how long has that case been going on?
Got me there.
So we don't know. It's all
Speculation. Yeah, I got
speculations
you. I got
or
you.
whatnot. It's a hip hop bar. If he had said that about somebody else of the male gender,
Yeah.
it would have been okay, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then that would ensue a battle between the two. Because as soon as he said something about Pusha T, everybody's waiting for Pusha T to say something back, right?
100%.
So if he says something about Meg, I don't want to hear Meg crying about it. I want to hear Meg get in the booth and destroy Drake.
You know
if she's really out here rapping.
You know the narrative is she's being picked on and this is out of bounds. You know that, right?
This is hip hop. Everybody gets picked on.
Hey, this is a contact sport.
And do I think it's a doofy thing to do? Yeah, but you know what? Meg, when it was time to go, like she on the first song on, like, I don't know, because she puts out so many projects, was a song where she was talking about her situation, calling dude all sorts of names, and like he had it coming if this is the situation.
And he can't say anything.
And the thing is, and then rhymed over who shot you.
Come on, man.
All right, so if she's built like that, then don't go to the blogs and cry. Come back, have somebody cook you up something so you can cook Drake. Because if you don't want to, like, this is the thing, you don't want to be seen as just a female rapper and a girl that cries when things go bad. Then you need to come back and come get this fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you want to, this is hip hop. This is hip hop. It doesn't matter. Is what he says some good, like when he came after the little girl with the curly hair. He said something
Fancy
about
Spice.
No, yeah.
Don't do that.
What's the name? Spice One, not Spice One.
Curly Spice.
I'm not even trying. I can't remember.
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Yeah.
I wasn't even trying to be facetious.
Yo, wait a minute. Wait a minute. First of all, did you say Curly Spice and did you say Spice One?
I just knew it was something spicy. All right,
I mean,
and
call it
so
spicy fries.
you know what I'm saying. If you want to jump, like, don't be like, hey, I'm a girl when when you jumped in this hip hop thing.
You about to?
Because
I can't wait for
because I
comments.
guarantee, because you know what, who didn't care about being no girl when it was time to cook people.
Who that?
Roxanne Shante. When it was time to cook people, she
You know
cooked
who
them.
else didn't care?
Who?
Lil' Kim.
She did.
You know
If
who
you
else
say
didn't
something
care?
about Lil' Kim, she's cooking you.
You know who else didn't care? Queen Latifah.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Who you calling a?
These people,
Come on,
these
man.
people, you knew not to come after them because they wasn't going to run to the little publications and say, "Don't pick on me because I'm a girl."
Nikki ain't going.
Nikki ain't going. If
Nikki
if this is the sport you want to play,
And
then you need to get them bars together.
and Nikki will get all her loser weirdo fans on you.
Oh, they'll cook. You talking about getting cooked?
Yeah, all those people who
She'll cook you on the record, and they'll cook.
and then here they come,
that's facts.
with their no followers and they don't,
And it don't help that everybody online is like, I understand if they're talking about if they have an issue with Drake talking about other women who aren't in the rap game,
right.
So if they're saying this line is kind of sexist or he's on some misogyny or whatnot, I get that. But him going at Meg the Stallion opens a door for her to get in the ring and go at Drake. Simple as that. I mean, this is hip hop, right?
Because when it's time for her to, listen to her records, when she talks about these N's and these B's, that's all she does. That's her thing, and
That's
about
her
how
thing.
they are, these people are broken. They can't ever talk to me and this, that, and the third. Don't run crying off talking about they shouldn't pick on me because I'm a girl now. Go in and cook. Drake is an easy target for people who want to go
man.
get him. So
That's
go
a good
get
point.
him.
Hey,
That's a good
Lizzo
point.
ain't taking no heat.
She really not taking nothing.
Yeah, if you say something about Lizzo gonna address you.
Yeah, Lizzo she don't go crying to nobody.
That's a good point.
So this is my advice, not that she's would ever listen to me because I'm a broke boy or whatever.
Yeah.
But Megan, get in that booth and cook this young man.
Because that's the narrative,
Go
bro.
get the certified lover boy and tell him about himself. You know what I'm saying? Don't be crying to 𝗏𝗧 and on all these other platforms talking about don't pick on me because I'm a girl. Go get him.
Nah, because we all want equal rights. So if a man can get these bars, get these bars.
You know, because the thing is, we have no other men been out here just taking other men's embarrassing situations and turning them into punchlines.
Come on, man.
True.
So I'm sorry. This is hip hop.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry at all for Meg the Stallion. In this
go
situation.
get him, Meg. Go get him.
And he ended up giving her writing credit on there.
I didn't.
So she's getting paid off the song she's getting dissed on.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, she getting a bag. If she ain't a bag, but if she
all
getting
money ain't good
residuals
money.
off
Go get Meg. Go.
What'd you say,
Meg?
Jay?
Go get this fool.
Well, tell that to Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, we
I
know
he ain't good money.
He don't care. Clearly, he don't care.
That's way to bring that back.
Yeah, good call on that one. Well, I mean, that's the narrative. That's what I'm seeing. You know, he got bars for everybody, but who he need to have bars for. That's what they tell him.
No, I mean, because
I
said,
think
like he got barred, like he barred up Kanye, like you didn't even have to put a name on them.
And
bullets.
Kanye made a post talking about he love him after Kanye was just literally
It was
Drake's on the Drink Champs interview.
Yeah.
Remember, Drake is the best artist out here. Blah
best
blah,
rapper
blah.
of all time.
Best,
I saw that.
He's not.
He said, I have no problem getting blood on the leaves.
Come on, man.
Wow,
Yeah.
I see what you did.
Listen to the album.
I'm telling you, he went at his throat.
Talked about him
He
being
said, I did that for Jay Prince.
talked about how I don't have to act like I'm a new gang member. Like he lit into Kanye. We're not like that's the thing, because the Meg thing is taking up so much oxygen. We're not even talking about how he went off on Kanye
I haven't
West.
heard the
Everybody
record.
just my personal opinion is everybody's a little too sensitive on this whole Meg the Stallion thing.
So
Whether if she got shot by Tory Lanez or whatnot,
First of all,
I don't even think it's
Tory on house arrest. He gonna get his.
I don't think it's even him taking up for Tory. It sounded nice to say.
All I
it
want to
just
know.
was hot, just something that was hot that would say that he knew was gonna get.
And this is where Drake messed up. This is where he's a B for he's trying to say, no, I was talking about the women who go out here and get
Shots.
BBLs.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a double entendre or whatnot.
I was like, dog, don't say what you say and say and tell people you said it. Don't be that kind of dude.
He dropped the ball on that mug if that's what it was supposed to be.
Now, what was corny, to Smooth Hoosier's point, to me, was Drake coming at Serena's husband.
That was corny. I read that one as well.
Her husband ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
First of all, that's just jealousy and hoe energy as a man. For you to be hating on somebody that's happily married.
Do y'all know how
high.
Do y'all know how comfortable Serena Williams' husband is at this very moment? That brother's comfortable.
Yeah, I mean he's supposed to stand for his girl.
I saw him tweet back like, I'm in the cut or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. I didn't see I don't have it in front of me, but I mean he's good.
Yeah,
that didn't go over too well. Like that was that one missed. It went way.
I love the memes though, where it shows Drake pretty much being a groupie to LeBron and Boogie Cousins.
Yeah,
and pretty
Drake,
much anybody.
You see him,
place.
Around athletes. Drake is just a bad on all these athletes.
Come on,
let's see.
Cheese and all extra hard.
Look, Lona, you in here 10-14, Lone. On that
look,
one.
I'm doing the best I can.
You did good. You edited earlier. Did y'all?
Yeah,
see
I can say that.
Did y'all? Drizzy he's just gonna find his way to get into the talks. Like I haven't heard the record. Y'all said y'all heard
as a record, this is a nice bounce back for him because he could
absolutely
like that last record where surely I'm too broke to enjoy because I ain't never been on a boat in Ibiza.
And don't match the vibe. And
then like that mid he put out, the Certified Lover Boy. Like I mean, it had a couple joints.
It was some joints on there, but not like that.
But at the same time, I'll be honest. The culture has moved on completely from that project.
Yeah.
So
he got 21 out here in his bag.
There's some heat on this one.
Got some joints on that
There's
one.
some heat on this one.
Boosie said him and T.I.'s album is gonna be better than that.
It might be. My whole thing with this is everybody that's been capping for I ain't gonna say capping, but I guess I will say being aligned with the Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
Being down for the cause.
Yeah.
I want to hold people accountable. As soon as this Drake and 21 Savage album dropped, where there's messages or mentionings of people probably getting capped or slid on, so to speak, that was lit to you. So I need you to pick a lane,
pick a side,
and kind of see it through, my boy. You know what I'm saying?
He had some of that. My dude told me he had some. How did he word it? He said he had some Chicago gang talk on there too.
Hey, I need my people and folks out there to see it through. If you're gonna line with we got to do better, don't every time something new come out and the subject matter don't fit what you were saying it was supposed to be a week ago.
Yeah,
I don't need you talking about it's lit. If you're gonna be quiet about it, then okay, enjoy it. But
convenient amnesia, huh? A lot of people forget, huh?
Keep stand your ground is all I'm saying.
What was your spice? He said this fool said
Spice One and Curly Spice.
Curly Spice.
I don't know. I was trying to figure it out.
Don't drink that Famous, bro. That's what Lone said.
No, shout out to Ice Spice. She's got 3 songs out there. The 3 songs together are almost 5 minutes.
What's the window?
Feeling you?
What's the window on Ice Spice?
Feeling you?
Stop moving your head like that.
That's how. Every time I hear that, that's just how I feel.
What's the window on Ice Spice?
What's the window?
Well, this is the thing. She can always get her OnlyFans popping.
Man.
What? No.
I mean, she's,
let's talk about.
Yes.
No, because
she can do that.
Look, she's got a song that people mess with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's got a second song that people kind of mess with.
What's the second record? All I know is the feeling thing. Joint.
Something. I don't know. There's a video for it.
Yeah, there's a video for it. But
and that's in a era where the video helps out a lot.
What's going on in the video?
No, I mean like she's
yeah.
Thought I was feeling you.
Yeah.
Stop doing that, man.
And then I get what I want. So what I want.
And so luckily she is an artist that works in the video realm.
Yeah, as she should.
And the music just has to be decent.
She's cute.
She can do what he said. Now that's not foreign in 2022.
No. I mean, like, because there are people who've been doing that in pop music and R&B music who can barely sing a note.
Hey, Drake took a shot at her too.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why we brought
she
her
was
up.
A 10, but but something about playing it on mute.
Oh, that was for her?
That was for Ice Spicy.
Oh, he got her too, huh?
Oh yeah, he came at
man.
He was real. For lack of a better term, spicy with the women.
I see what you did. Pusha T somewhere laughing really hard at this. I know he's laughing really hard.
I'm feeling you.
Stop.
No, so I mean, and the thing is, it don't look. I mean, 𝐀𝐿𝐲 called another one with Cardi B.
Okay. Cardi gonna put she having living her life, having the shorties and doing features, and she ain't.
So
she got an album coming out this Friday.
So so like you got to understand, like I may not get the vision, but like Spicy catch the right beat.
Yeah. It's gonna work.
It's
going to work.
And she catches the right moment, or she's linked to somebody. Like I said, it's not about talent. We've established that on this show. It is not about talent.
Of what you just said. I was just about to say it's
about a moment.
This conversation has grown since we've been doing this podcast, and every once in a while there's an artist that pops out to justify that. She's the most recent version of this that I can see, where somebody
𝐿𝐿𝐲 or Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. I think she's the one where I'm like, this is the epitome of catching lightning in a bottle and really not. I don't
think it's doing numbers like that though. It's not doing 𝐿𝐿𝐲 numbers. It's not.
Okay. I'm not. I haven't been paying attention. I know she out there, but I know 𝐿𝐿𝐲's out there.
I listen to the Breakfast Club on the way to work.
Okay.
They will play 𝐿𝐿𝐲 twice before I get to work.
Oh, and just in the time span from leaving the crib. Okay.
Well, that and like even still with the 𝐿𝐿𝐲, even with the
she out here like
even
that?
with FNF, like at any if we decide to go ahead and play that record, women will put their drinks down, leave the bar, and make sure they're on the dance floor.
Really?
I told you, like that's not only the song of the summer, that might be song of 2022.
Yeah,
really?
Man.
It still rings off. It's crazy. And then the song the song with her and Cardi rings off like crazy. Like you thought it was, I'm not gonna do it like you do.
Please don't do it like you do.
Icy Spicy.
Yeah, little Icy like on her record. Like we might play it early and it get a little reaction, but it ain't doing that. It ain't doing what 𝐿𝐿𝐲's doing.
So she's more online versus 𝐿𝐿𝐲 really out here like in the streets. Is that fair to say?
𝐿𝐿𝐲 is on the radio. She's on your TV.
Okay.
She's in the clubs. Like there's nothing that's come out this year that's topping FNF. I'm sorry. Like at one point we had to play that once an hour.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I mean, and I'm talking about
I
like
ain't mad at- I mean,
even
hey.
with the Beyonce records, like
Yeah,
it was
man.
still like, yeah, that's cool. Like play Glorilla.
The thing about the Glorilla is dudes like it too.
Yeah,
Aha.
and I seen some dudes that are FNF, and I'm like, this record ain't for y'all.
That beat go though.
Yeah,
Wonder who I got to look at. You know me,
Provocative.
I'm all about production credits, so
It gets the people going.
It gets
Hit
people going.
there's a dude named Hit Kid because it's really his record.
Yeah, we talked about that. Remember with the whole back and forth about the money and all that stuff.
You did.
Like she don't really
I
own
stand
that
correct.
record, so they can't put it on her project.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, somebody got to cut a check.
All right, well, I take y'all word for it, man. Let's talk about 2 for 1s.
2 for
Say
1s.
more, man. Say more. I can't stand him, man.
No, like, cause see, if you
We
go
talking
to,
about DaBaby.
Yeah, man.
because there's a lot. Like, if you go to the grocery store now,
yeah,
like, cause this inflation is crazy. So,
you
like,
can
say,
get the baby tickets at Meyer.
I'm just saying, like, when
I'm going all day.
look, when they say you can get this price for these Triscuits or whatever, but you
Yeah.
gotta buy 2 boxes.
Yeah,
I start looking at, like, this is where you know you're getting old. When you start looking at the price per unit on that little ticket,
man.
and you be like, well, I gotta buy two boxes of these Toll House cookies or whatever.
If you buy a pack of Reese cups at Speedway,
Yeah.
we're glad you sell you. Excuse me, your second pack for $1 with your points.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I mean, somebody told me that's what they be doing. Man.
No, didn't nobody tell me when I'm at the grocery store and it's time. I look at those things. I'll be like,
Yeah.
but it's 23 cents per ounce. If I just buy one, but I can get it down to 19 cents per ounce on these potato chips if I buy 2. So why would I not buy 2?
My mama swear up and down every box or bag of chips now. She says with
Full of
each year
air.
it just get lower and lower.
Nah,
She be
she
like,
right.
She be like the cracker boxes be. It's like they 3/4 full or even lower than that.
No. Just like I told you, like everybody who makes cakes knows that there's not as much cake mix in that cake box.
Man.
Everything is you're being shorted.
Yeah. So
Like
you got
even think about fast food. A Big Mac used to be a Big Mac.
Used to be.
Not anymore.
now I'm like, what is this child sandwich they trying to push off on me?
And low key, the extra value meals be like $17 now. It
There ain't no value in the meals. You might as well go somewhere and sit down.
Yo,
No, because because once again, being old, I remember like you used to be able to get like it was when I could eat stuff like this and not pass out and have my arm hurting.
there we go.
Like when you would get
That's old, ain't it?
the double quarter
grown.
pounder with cheese meal, like $3.99.
Nah, easily $12 now.
First of all, this is the wild thing because I'll talk about them. They're not a sponsor. No, because the thing is, I always say like if I, luckily I don't, I'm not saying I'm gonna say luckily, but if I had kids, I wouldn't feed them McDonald's. Not because like I don't want McDonald's, but we got conditioned to eat that food and think that's what food is supposed to taste like.
That's a fair point.
Think about like McDonald's doesn't taste like food. McDonald's tastes like McDonald's.
That's fair.
Like that chicken sandwich don't taste like chicken. Them chicken McNuggets, like the fries, that's the hard part of trying to break. Because if you go to like
Fries is fire.
another fast food place, you'd be like, okay, this tastes like ground beef
Yeah.
or a chicken. But with McDonald's,
Now it has its own peculiar
McDonald's
different
tastes
tastes,
like,
essentially.
and it has an addictive quality to it.
It does because you kind of crave it a little.
Because
bit.
every
Great
once in a
taste.
while, I'll be like, man, I really want a McDouble.
You say it like that?
a McDouble and some fries would hit the spot.
Spot.
and
then
it's
you-
only like $3 for the dip.
yeah,
deal
and then
right
you
now.
get it, and you're like, what am I doing?
It's conditioning though. It is. It's
The
conditioning.
cheese don't taste like cheese.
It's conditioning.
The meat doesn't taste
That's
like
why
meat.
they have they had the burgers that's been sitting out for like 3 years, and when they go back and look in the box, like the burger's still there,
Still there.
everything's still there.
You know something?
Might
Because
be a
like,
little hard, but it's
It's
there.
still there though.
but when your dog won't eat it,
Man, dogs
unless
are
your
smart.
dog is like a savage, like
Nah,
some
dogs
dogs.
will tear that. My dog eat anything.
Look, that's the wild thing, like because unfortunately, like when black people, our dogs, they die. It'd be like, oh, what did he die?
What y'all feed
He
him?
died of the same thing. Our dog died of juvenile diabetes.
Man.
Our dog.
Man.
I was giving that
our
dog,
our dog
that
had-
dog greens and cornbread
be
leftovers.
like black people dog be dying of hypertension. Like
No.
it's just unfair.
Yeah.
It's just unfair. We don't need to do like
He ain't lying though.
we don't need to do it. But but now we in a new age where black people we take our dog to the vet.
Yeah. I ain't
get
gonna front.
specialized vegetarian diets. Like my sister's dog is like 19 years old.
I'm not gonna front.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Like Smooth Hooch just said, McDonald's tastes good. It really does, man. I'm not about to sit up here and cap and act like
No, me neither.
Because
McDonald's does
because
not taste good.
we was eating them Happy Meals and we have been conditioned to think that food tastes good.
It did taste good though, and it still does. I don't know if that's conditioning.
No.
It's a matter of self. What's the word I'm looking for? Not even respect.
Yeah, that's what it is. Self-respect. You ain't got no self-respect if you
man,
eat that food.
or
He doesn't have
reserve. Man, McDonald's is tasty, man. I'm not even about to lie to you.
Look, man.
McDonald's French fries.
Now they fired.
No,
I ain't gonna argue with you there.
French fries are undefeated.
Come on,
Look,
There is
man.
nothing. There is not a fast food fry
I'm
better
riding
than
with
McDonald's
a fillet
fries.
of fish.
Fillet of fish.
The filet of fish is fire, Jay Moore. Don't do that. The filet of fish is fire.
Where you
No-
get a
no
where you get a
disrespect.
square fish from?
Don't disrespect the
Hey.
filet of fish. Don't do that.
Fillet of
it-
fish and a black coffee. That is a straight convict
Hey,
meal.
I mean, we talking
do
about the meat that don't expire.
The fish expire.
Yeah, the fish probably does.
Yeah, that's gonna
I ain't gonna
expire.
say it does. Probably.
the only reason the fillet of fish is still out here is because like Catholics couldn't eat meat on
Well,
Fridays
that's
at
fine
one point.
because I'm going.
All
I'll
right,
take
man.
a fillet of fish.
Let's get back to your boy because they got me
We're
talking
about to
about
get back
filet of fish.
into the religion. We need to get off that.
Yeah, let's get away from that. Yeah, we're gonna get away from that. So DaBaby at a venue, I believe it was in Alabama. They was doing 2 for 1.
Okay.
Buy one get one free for the tickets. The venue held 1,300 people. Holds 1,300 people. For an artist of this size, now keep in mind we talked about we didn't talk about it, but his album didn't do that well, and people talking about it getting blackballed. We had the blackball conversation. You know, what do y'all think about this, man? 2 for 1 at a venue that holds around 1,300 people for DaBaby.
Who's he there with?
In 2022?
Who's he there with?
I think it's just him. Let me look. I'll double check.
Look, the
I
thing
think it's
is,
just him
man,
on the bill.
people are not playing about their money right now. So
Is the music stagnant? That's what I want to talk about.
I don't even think it's that. But look, you got to understand. Like he put out a new record,
It
and
sounds the same every time.
I'm not even going to go there with it because people doing stuff that sounds the same works a lot.
Drake, prime example.
So I'm not going to go in on about that. But like the thing is, this is a hits-driven industry. I listened to the new Baby album, the DaBaby, because there's DaBaby.
13 babies out there.
Yeah, there's always somebody named Baby out there. The records, like he didn't have a record where I'm like, oh, when I put together Blue Moon, when I put together Jay Moore's music list, there was nothing on there that I was going to put on Jay Moore's music list.
Okay.
You know, when I sent out to all my DJ homies, you know, once again, hit-driven industry. You know, you could be a personality. It's like everything is what have you done for me lately? Shout out to Janet Jackson.
Tickets are $22 a piece plus $5.92 on the taxes. Buy one get one free. The show's November 15th, Birmingham, Alabama, and the venue has a standing capacity of 1,300 people.
Yeah, you got to understand, you can't be playing with people's money nowadays. Rotisserie chicken is $7.
Bruh.
Like, I'm not spending, even if it's buy one, get one free. I'm not paying.
If it's a buy one get one free McDonald's sandwich, you're gonna get it.
That's
That's a good
different.
point.
You know, the sandwich that's gonna maintain.
That's different.
That's gonna maintain me. What is this baby concert gonna do? I'm just gonna be staying up. Then I gotta get there. I gotta pay to park. I gotta spend money on drinks. You know, I mean, even
I'm
if
just saying though, man, like is
I mean,
okay.
I don't personally want to go to a DaBaby concert if it's buy one get one.
yeah,
free
but
or not.
you wouldn't have gone when he was hot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, at least you're consistent. I find it. I just find it odd that he's got tickets. It's hard for him to sell out a venue that has 1,300 people standing room only.
Look,
And I'm hearing that the music is not matching up to who he's been. That's what I'm hearing. I ain't heard it. It's not my opinion.
dog,
Going
this
off
is
what
just
I'm
what
hearing.
Look, I'll give you an example. We'll take it out of the realm of hip hop.
All right.
I remember when I freshman year of college, one of the biggest groups in music overall was Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah.
They was on MT. They were a jam band, but
They probably still eating.
oh, they still eating. You know, they
He
figured it
went
out.
solo. Hootie went solo.
Yeah, shout out to Darius Rucker. He put
Darius Rucker,
out
yeah.
an album on Hidden Beach. Had a joint with Jill Scott of all people. It was really dope.
Oh,
and
word?
you know, and he's done it all. He's done a soul album. He's done a country album.
That boy got a lot of money.
He know how to get that money. Shout out to Darius Rucker.
He got a lot of bread.
But this is the thing, like as big as they were and they were packing out arenas, this, that, and the third, I remember the next year, my sophomore year, they came to SIU Carbondale and I was giving away tickets on the radio on my little college show, you know, not even big time. I said, okay, 10th caller gets 2 free passes to get into the Hootie and the Blowfish concert at the, I can't remember, whatever the arena is where the basketball team plays. You know, the same dude called me 10 times in a row.
Hey, man.
10 times in a row.
Yeah, because nobody else was, the tickets, people weren't trying to get the tickets. Like, it was a year later, and like they
weren't trying to be with him no more.
See, I see what you did there. But
smart.
A year later, they put out another album. It just wasn't as hot as the records that were on, Only Want to Be With You and all that. The Dolphins Make Me Cry and all that. And you know what? They didn't. Not only did they not sell out, it might have been 1,500 people in this arena that holds, several thousand. So it happens quickly.
I mean, they in the chat saying, let's see, Lone says, I'd rather have 3 rotisserie chickens than go to the DaBaby concert.
I mean, me too, but I'm 45 years old. You give me 3 rotisserie chickens, I'll make it happen.
Chicken salad.
I'll make some sandwiches. We'll get some chicken soup
for actual salad. So cut some up for an actual salad.
Goldbanator says he'd rather have infinity amounts of rotisserie chicken.
I think.
Who wouldn't want that? I mean, like, come on,
When you can just go get you a rotisserie whenever you want. Yeah, that sounds like a life situation.
Lone just dropped it down and said, I'd actually just take 1 rotisserie chicken instead of going to the concert.
Hey, that's.
But like I said, I mean, it happened. Like, long story.
Long story long.
It happened to Hootie and the Blowfish. It happened to DaBaby. It happened to all these artists. It happened to Boys to Men. Yep. They went from doing arenas to where they was doing, they showed up and there was a mechanical bull in the establishment they were trying to play. I'm not saying these are Boys to Men's words.
They was at the free concert for Black Expo one year.
They got paid though.
I mean, I'm sure they got paid.
I mean, but they went from from 17 million records sold to being at the free concert and nothing against Indiana Black Expo.
Yeah, nothing against that. I mean, that's a good act.
But you out there with
great act.
We appreciate y'all for booking them.
But you out there with Confunction and Cheryl Pepsi Riley and all them. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a step down from where you were.
All right, man. Did I forget anything else? Shout out to the chat, man. The chat has been very lively. Lone is really in his bag in the chat. And shout out to Smooth Hoosier as well. Poppy Mourn. The Goldbanator. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Meek, we see you as well. Thank you all for stopping by. As we always say, newoldheads.com, all the education you need this year. If you see New Old Heads, like it, subscribe, click the link, whatever is required. Sign up for Patreon as well. We got some good things going on there with merch and wax and things of that nature. So we appreciate the support as always, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.